Hello friends, brothers and sisters, my name is Denmark and welcome to Pathways of Hope. There's a saying in Filipino, para kanino ka gumigising? Who are you waking up for? The gospel for today is taken from Luke chapter 12 verses 13 to 21. Jesus tells about the parable of the rich fool, which challenges us to reflect on the true nature of wealth and security. It begins when a man asks Jesus to intervene in a family dispute over an inheritance. But Jesus refuses to be drawn into it. Instead, he uses the moment to teach about the dangers of greed and misplaced priorities. Many who hear this parable may wonder, why is the rich farmer called a fool? It would be easy to see the rich man as a wise and responsible person. He runs a successful farming business, and his land has yielded so much that he no longer has enough room to store anything. His solution? Tear down his barns and build bigger ones to hold all his grains and goods. With his future secured, he plans to enjoy his wealth and relax in his later years. Isn't that what we're often told to aim for? To save and prepare for the future? By today's standards, the rich man might even be a good financial advisor. He's worked hard, managed his resources well, and now he's ready to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Right? Well, not exactly. There's one very important thing that rich man has not planned for, his reckoning with God. God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life is being demanded of you, and the things you have prepared for, whose will they be?" Here, the rich man is a fool not because he is wealthy or because he saves for the future, but because he appears to live only for himself, and because he believes that he can secure his life and his abundant possessions. When the rich man talks in the gospel, you can observe that he only talks to himself, and the only person he refers to is, well, himself. What should I do? I have no place to store my crops. I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build larger ones. And there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I will say to myself, now you have ample goods laid up for many years. Relax, eat, drink, and be merry. Despite having more grain and goods that he could ever use, he seems to have no intention of sharing with others, nor does he consider what God might expect of him. He is unaware that his life is not his to control. It belongs to God, who can claim it at any moment. He learns the hard way, quite simply, that you can't take it with you. All that we work so hard for in life will end up in someone else's hands. You see, our reality in this world is that we are consistently being reminded of things we don't have. We are bombarded by marketing wizards whose job it is to convince us of all the things we need to complete our lives. And so we never quite feel that we have enough. Like the rich farmer, we are tempted to think that having large amounts of money and possessions stored up will make us secure. Sooner or later, however, we learn that no amount of wealth or property can secure our lives. No amount of wealth can protect us from genetically inherited diseases or from tragic accidents. No amount of wealth can keep our relationships healthy and our families from falling apart. In fact, wealth and property can easily divide a wedge between family members, as in the case of the brothers fighting over their inheritance at the beginning of this text. But the most important thing, no amount of wealth can secure our lives with God. In fact, Jesus repeatedly warns that wealth can get in the way of our relationship with God. Take care, he says, be on your guard against all kinds of greed, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of possessions. It is not that God doesn't want us to save for retirement or our future needs. It's not that God doesn't want us to eat, drink, and be merry and enjoy what God has given us. In fact, we know from the Gospels that Jesus spent time eating and drinking with people and enjoying life. But he was also clear about where his true securities lay. It's all about priorities. It is about who is the true God in our lives. It is about how we invest our lives and the gifts that God has given us. It is about how our lives are fundamentally aligned toward ourselves or our passing desires, or toward God, our neighbors, and toward God's mission. Jesus invites us to see beyond the immediate comforts and desires of this world. Instead of hoarding our blessings for ourselves, we are called to live generously, trusting in God's provision. In doing so, we align our lives with God's kingdom, where true riches are found not in possessions but in faith, love, and service to others. The message is clear. Life is not about the abundance of our possessions. It is about being faithful stewards of what God has given us. investing our lives in things that will last eternally, rather than clinging to what we cannot take with us. This reflection challenges us to ask, are we living for ourselves, or are we living in a way that honors God and serves others? Para kanino ka gumigising? Who are you waking up for? I pray that you have been blessed by today's reflection. Help us spread God's love to others by simply liking and sharing this video. Again, my name is Denmark. Thank you and have a blessed day.